back to King Capital. So for all my returning viewers, I want to say a really big thank you to you guys, because the first video I posted is doing really good. I think we're about 2,000 views, 150 subscribers. So really big thank you to all you guys. So as you could have already told by the title, today we're going to be talking about getting a career in finance. The first thing we need to know about finance is there's four main industries in finance. There's corporate finance, there's accounting, there's investment management, and then there's the sexy one, which is investment banking. All four of these industries are very different, and starting and continuing your career in either of the industries, it's a very different path. So in this video, we're going to be tackling that. We're going to be covering a little bit of the basics of what each industry does, and then we're going to be offering tips and tricks on how to start a career in every field. First one, corporate finance. The primary goal of corporate finance is typically to maximize and increase shareholder value. So for corporate finance, you can think of people such as the CFOs, so chief financial officers of many companies. You can think of financial directors or people who have the title VP of finance in almost any big company. Entry levels in corporate finance typically have the titles of associate or financial analyst, or just analyst, or business analyst, something with analyst in front of it. Typically, to get into corporate finance and to have a successful career in corporate finance, what they're looking for are people who are really good with numbers and people. They want someone that's not afraid to think outside the box, so think creatively, and they want someone that's able to use their numbers and all the data they analyze to provide insight to the company and to the strategy and consulting departments within the company. They really want someone who can make a story out of numbers. Getting started in this industry, it's relatively straightforward. The best tips are to get a commerce or business degree. Focus on getting a degree instead of a diploma. In your final 2 years, you want to maybe start early, start looking into getting internships at financial departments of companies. It's also 2020, so you want to brush up on your software skills. So something that will set you apart on your resume is if you talk about your experience with Excel, or I believe data analysis. People are also using the SAP systems. Next, we have accounting. So almost everybody knows what an accountant is, and almost every business needs one. The good news is that every business needs accountants, and because they're in such high demand, there's almost always an accountant job out there. Typically, getting into accounting, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's relatively straightforward. Just accounting degree from most universities will be good enough to get you your foot in the door. Along with enrollment here in Canada, it's called the CPA designation. So I believe it's Chartered Professional Accountant. So enrollment in that course shows your dedication to having a career as an accountant. And even if you haven't completed it, as long as you started or you talk about your dedication to completing that, it really helps boost your score when you're applying for a position in accounting. Third up on the platter, we have investment management. This sector is a bit broader. This sector includes financial advisors, financial planners, wealth management, investment advisors, and portfolio managers. Within investment management and all these roles, there's also another three sectors. So there's the front office, the middle office, and the back office. The front office is typically the staff who are engaged in a lot of the sales, a lot of the research, and the advisory services. Your middle office would be more so your compliance and your IT team. And then in the back office, there's also more roles for support and administration. So there's a lot of roles in investment management. And portfolio managers are the cream of the crop in investment management. Again, to summarize what they do, they're very similar to the role of the investment advisor, except they usually have more designations, and they can handle even bigger portfolios. So you see them typically trading and managing money for very high net worth clientele or even institutional funds. So to get started in this field of investment management, it's pretty straightforward. I feel like there's a lot of options. It just depends on where exactly you want to land in the industry. But if you're looking for investment advisor or portfolio manager roles, a degree is typically a lot better than a diploma. Here in Canada, writing something called the CSC or the IFIC, so the Canadian Securities Course, I talked about in my last video, or the investment funds in Canada. Both of them, they give you a license. It's pretty much the entry-level education you need to have to trade securities in Canada. Writing either of these exams, it really boosts your score as well when it comes to you applying for a position in this industry. And then if your eyes are set on the top of the mountain, so portfolio management, I would definitely recommend stay away from diploma. Definitely go get a degree. Even better, focus on a degree like accounting, finance major, or economics major, or something in commerce. Last but not least, along with the university degree, I would recommend shortly after university looking into, or even if you're not in university, for my viewers who aren't in university, looking into enrolling in the CFA program. The CFA program stands for Chartered Financial Analyst. It's a very respected designation, and if you want to be handling institutional levels of money, or if you want to be hanging around with people who do manage money of that size, they typically will be looking for a candidate who has their CFA designation. The CFA designation, I would probably say, is the most valuable designation in all of finance, not just investment management. And I'll be making a full video talking about the CFA and how it compares to other designations in the industry. So stay tuned for that. All right, and then last but not least, we have the cream of the crop, to some people, investment banking. So how do you start a successful career in investment banking? Well, my first tip is you need to start early. So if you're a little bit younger, you're looking into getting into university or switching schools or something, the first advice I would have, and most people would have, is look into getting into a target school. So target schools are typically the best schools in your area or in the country even sometimes. High GPA is also important. So I've seen 3.3 minimums. A few of them willing to go below 3.3 if you do have ample work experience or a certain level of charisma and extracurriculars and all that type of stuff. But typically from what I hear, they aim for people with 3.3 to even 3.8 GPA. So target school, high GPA. Next up, you want to be taking things such as finance, accounting, and economics majors because they're directly related to what you're going to be doing after, right? So why not just start getting that knowledge right away? You also then need a finance related extracurricular activity, or 2 or 3. You need as many as you can get because it's very competitive to get into investment banking, so you want to really set yourself apart. Next up, there's more internships. So you want to start grinding away at getting yourself into some internships. These are good because you're going to be building your network vastly. You're going to be getting some hands-on experience. And who knows, if you kill it in your internship, that makes it a little bit easier for you because then you could get hired straight from that institution. Internships are also good because then you have something on your resume showing that you've been in a role where you can demonstrate your ability to work in teams, analyze a lot of data, and work in a professional setting. And there you have it, guys. So if you focus on all these things I just listed, you give yourself a very good shot at getting your career started in any of these industries in finance. I really hope I was able to provide some valuable information to you guys here. Please leave a like. Also, feel free to leave a comment below if I missed anything, or if you enjoyed the video, just let me know in the comments. Let me know if you'd also like a more in-depth video of any of these sections or industries or roles in particular, or even the certifications. I think I might be making a more in-depth video on investment banking and the CFA. I might even make them into series. So let me know if that's something you want to see. I'm down for it. And thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I appreciate all of you, and until next time.